Hello, everyone, and welcome to Brazil. We're at Interlagos for the 18th and final round of the ARL PC Split 2 Championship. I'm Justin, aka Fake Ghost Pirate.
I'm Miko, aka Smuffler.
And as I mentioned, this is the last race of the season. We took off Monza and Canada, so we're only doing 18 races this season. Last time out in Austin, we secured second place in the Constructors' Championship, so we've sealed that out. No way of getting first and no way of dropping down to third. And I secured the second place in the Drivers' Championship. Again, no way to get first and no way to drop to third. And Miko's second place in Austin moved him up into sixth place in the Drivers' Championship, just above Amstel and 2 points behind SHX. And so we're going to start this video off with another side-by-side qualifying comparison. And going down this long straight, and you can see I'm still trying to get some heat into my tires. They're pretty green, but I'd like to try and get a little more. Just barely hitting the limiter before crossing the line. And going into the Senna S's, very similar line through these, and it looks like you might be marginally ahead coming out of there, but it looks like I'm going to be using a little bit more KERS. And yeah, we're almost like dead on at the exact same place right now, very close. And going through turn 4 and 5, getting on the DRS nice and early. Into this double high-speed right, double apex right. And still really not much between us. Both of us hitting the apex right there pretty much at the same time. Looks like he had a little bit of a tighter line for that one. And it looks like, yeah, it's still almost dead on. If there's any sort of difference, it's marginal for sure. Of course, this is a pretty short lap though, so even small differences make a big difference in qualifying. And it looks like I took a lot of curb, and you got a much better exit coming out of that turn 12 there, and that extra KERS that you had saved up really seems to be making a difference here. As we cross the line, we're about 3 tenths off, a little less than 3 tenths off. Not really neither of us really got the qualifying time that we expected though, did we?
No, not really, and as you can see, the pack was really tight, and actually Racing Jeans and Vernie divided only by 1/1000th of a second, so really tight.
Yeah, incredibly close qualifying there. Again, this is a really short track, but I mean that's really impressive. Less than 6/10 separating the all 9 drivers. Who was it that disconnected in there? Was that Jack First that disconnected, or was that? Yeah, that was Jack First. So. We're going into this race, like I said, we secured second place in the Constructors, and I secured second in the Drivers, but you still got a couple of positions to gain here. How are you feeling going into the race?
Well, I was away from home for the weekend, so I didn't have too much time to practice. So I wasn't too confident, but the times that I did before the race, it seemed good enough. So
you like the track? Are you a fan of Interlagos?
No, well, not exactly a fan, but it's one of the classic tracks. So
for sure.
Yeah.
And here we are at the grid, and Miko, you're starting in 4th, was it? And I'm starting in 8th. Yep, 4th and 8th. So not terrible from you. You did pretty good, but not great from me. And we got 4 lights, 5 lights, and we're away. And going straight into Rich Mixture. Got SHX there. It looks like Vernie's had a little bit of a rough start. Oh, you did use a little bit of KERS though. Going up the inside and possibly a little bit of contact there with Racing Genius. It looked like kind of a lag type issue though. You're up into second place now. Going down this DRS straight. Of course, first lap, no DRS yet.
Yeah, using a lot of KERS, and I have to admit that I did brake too late for that corner, and that allowed. That caused the little bump with Racing Genius.
Well, it looks like he's fighting right back, moving back up into 6th place, going past me on the inside of that corner. Very nice move from him.
Yeah, and going past Zephyr already, so he's charging,
Yeah.
charging through the field.
Oh, and a little bit of contact from Zephyr there. I think I might have gone so wide in that corner, he might not have even had a proximity arrow for me. Of course, Zephyr again is on the controller as well too, so I definitely don't have any bad feelings about that contact. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, and as you can see, SHX is really close behind, and I'm trying to stick with Vernie here.
Yeah, he is. He is right in your slipstream.
Let's see if it gets past.
Were you running max gears for this race?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, he just squeezed me on the outside and just.
That was a nice move through the Senna S's. And he's got actually a nice little gap to you even, but you're in his slipstream nicely here. And going into turn 4 again. And a little wide. Nothing too major though, keeping grass off the inside tires. Certainly could have been worse. And sticking with these guys, Vernie's not really pulling out a gap. In fact, it looks like SHX has closed them down.
Yeah, and Racing Jeans was at 4th place for a while there, but I think he's having a big battle with Silver Arrow. And
yep, looks like he's gotten past again.
Yeah, and SHX and Vernie pretty neck and neck, and completing the second lap. Of course, the lap is really short, so 36 laps even in this 50% race.
And
I think it's let's see if SHX gets past.
Wow,
he does.
In the same location he passed you too. SHX has got a great line going through those Senna S's. Very confident going through. But you did get DRS.
Yeah, looks like Vernie is trying to get past.
And I think, yeah, it looks like he's done it. I'm surprised you got DRS though. It looked like you were a little bit too far back to get DRS though, but that's allowed you to save a good amount of your curves, which they might have been using up all their curves while they're battling each other going down that DRS straight.
Yeah, that's right. And trying to stick with these guys. Of course, SHX hasn't won a race in the championship yet, so he must be really eager to win his first race in the last race of the season.
Yeah, he was looking very racy behind Vernie there. And back on board with me, I got Hussein in front of me, who is on the option tires. And it looks like I got a much better exit coming out of that final corner, and I've got a lot of curves as well. I'm in rich mix going to the inside now. And just barely inching past him.
I think he might have even had a bit shorter gears because he felt. Oh.
Yeah, it looks like he locked up possibly his outside wheel going into the Senna S's there, which is giving me possibly a little bit of breathing room. Nope, it looks like his icon on the minimap is still pretty good. Yeah, he is right behind, possibly even with DRS. And we got a nice little battle just ahead of me here. Between Racing Genius, Silver Arrow, and Zephyr. All three of them are battling for 4th position.
Yeah, there seems to be 2 groups forming already, so me, SHX and Vernie ahead, and the pack we see right here, the pack of 5.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like the groups kind of spread out, and then now that gap is kind of maintaining now that the 2 groups are kind of stuck battling with each other.
Yeah, that's right. And actually, you can lose a lot of time just trying to get past someone and not making the pass done. So
almost lost it now.
Yeah, this is a track where you can lose a lot of time if you get stuck going side by side through a lot of corners with someone. And there goes SHX again in the Senna S's. I'm wondering if Vernie got DRS though. Let's see. Yep, it does look like Vernie got DRS though. Man, that is really unfortunate that for SHX that he's so good at passing in the location right before DRS detection.
Oh, and it was wide, so Vernie's ahead again. This is great battling.
Oh, and now you're side by side with SHX. This is great news for Vernie, certainly.
Give me a little push. Oh, he's gone wide.
Yeah, Vernie completely missing the apex for that turn 8. Going through turn 9 now, much closer again.
and now the battle is again starting. So I think this is one of the best battles I've had all year. Even with all the racing we've seen, this is one of the best battles I've ever had with these guys.
Definitely. Yeah, this is great stuff from the three of you. It looks like Vernie again though pulling out a little bit of a gap. That Sauber's straight line speed just seems to be really powerful along that start-finish straight. But again, under cornering, closing him down. I think SHX is. You're definitely going to get DRS on SHX. Yeah, he's got DRS on Vernie. Saving your curves, staying in the slipstream, going to the outside for turn 4. And SHX goes back to the outside as well, taking the racing line. Both of them went a little wide there. It looks like you're closing him down now a little bit. This is not a good passing location, though. And you really don't want to be going side by side through this turn 6 and 7 because it'll slow you down massively.
Yeah, and the racing tracks is really narrow actually on that part of the track, so there's not much room at all.
Yeah, not really a lot of room to make any maneuvers or to attempt any crazy passes. Back on board with me now, and same thing. We got these 3 cars in front, and I can tell you right now, that's my goal, is to get in front of these 3 cars. As I mentioned, my championship is over and done with, so my main focus right now is to try and take as many points off of Silver Arrow and really Silver Arrow, because Racing Genius, I believe you're a bit too far back to do anything about him in the championship, but Silver Arrow is a little bit closer, so I'm doing my best here, and a lot of lag, and it looks like some contact.
Oh.
I can't tell you, Silver Arrow said that there was some contact with me. Of course, you could see on my screen there was no contact between us, but a lot of lag going into the Senna S's there, which caused some sort of issue for Racing Genius, and Silver Arrow, and Racing Genius has lost his connection. And
yeah.
He's of course
really
the host. He's of course the host of the race. So yeah, that's really not good for the rest of us. 8 people left in this race, but now we have no idea who the host is, do we?
No, I think you can see it after the race, but not during. So
right.
So we skip ahead to lap 8 now, and you're lining up the pass.
Yep. Got a lot of curves.
Last corner.
Use them rich. And nicely in his slipstream. And am I going to be alongside? Oh, he's going defensive. Nope, he moves back to the outside. I'm going to the inside. And it looks like I've got that position. Of course, he's going to get DRS now on me, though. So I'm expecting I'll be using a lot of my curves here. Yep. Draining it. Yep, almost all, 75% of my curves, and here he comes along the outside with DRS. He's going to have the inside line, but it looks like he's outbraked himself. Yep, and I've gone right through.
Yep, that's the common mistake, to underestimate your speed with the DRS
and the heavy fuel as well.
Yeah,
and having the inside line. Yeah. So that's job done for now. Still got 27 laps left in the race, so nothing's over just yet, but it looks like I got a nice little gap. Moving to lap 11, and it looks like SHX is right behind Vernie, and you are not that far behind, using a good amount of curves. Getting a nice toe.
This battle is still going on, so this is relentless.
And they're going to go side by side through the Senna S's again. And SHX trying the undercut. And this time SHX is going to have DRS on Vernie. And Vernie's running a little wide in that corner. And let's see. Yep, SHX moves to the inside. And that looks, wow, pass done. SHX is ahead of Vernie. And is he going to hold on to it? Yeah, just barely. Hangs on to it. But Vernie is right behind. He is not going to give that position up easily.
Yeah, my tactic here was just to sit back and let these guys try to battle each other, and if they make a mistake, then I'll just try and pull away as fast as I can.
Absolutely, and they're going to be degrading their tires as well. So I mean, And wow, looks like Vernie had a pretty bad turn 10 there, and SHX now pulling a little bit of a gap. And pretty much equal distance between all three of you, though. And there's that Sauber straight line speed, though.
Yeah, and in hindsight we can tell that Vernie was using all of his curves coming out of the last corner, so...
Oh, and SHX has gone very wide right into the grass in the Senna S's, and that's moved you up into second place, and right behind Vernie with DRS, using some curves, moving to the left, and that's job done. Let's see if you can manage to not outbrake yourself at about 75 meters. Going down to second gear and just hanging on to that position. Very nice move.
Yeah, let's see if I can hold on to the position. I know Vern is a great racer, and he's gonna be trying to win the last race of the season, even with his championship already decided.
Yep, that is just for pride, but you know, he's a hardcore racer. He wants to win regardless. And it looks like you've actually stayed in Rich Mix. Once you got past him, you stayed in Rich Mix, pulling a little bit of a gap. It looks like. Yep, just under 7/10, and you had about 40% of your curves. But of course, I assume Vernie has close to 100%, if not 100%. So far, it looks like you got a nice gap. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to make any attempts at a pass going into the turns 1 and 2 here. And
making the
very nice line.
The fastest lap of the race, I think.
Oh, yep,
at this point.
Very nice. First person to get into the 112s.
Yeah, that was of course with DRS and full lap of Rich Mix. So I was trying to pull away from Vernie, trying to get out of the DRS.
Oh, and here he comes.
1 second.
Up the inside, turn 5. He's going to have the outside line for turn 6 and 7. And you guys are going side by side through those corners into this. Oh, wow. And he just barely edges you out. He leaves you room, though. But, of course, he's going to have the inside line for this next corner. So, yeah, that looks like job done from him. And looks like pretty much the same exact scenario happening with us. Yep. Zephyr around the outside of turn 6 and 7. And he's got the inside line for turn 9. And that's job done from him as well. So it looks like the Brits are getting past Team Lotus in the same location at the moment anyway.
Yeah, but you have most of your curves left going in Rich Mix. Let's see if you get a good exit from the last corner.
Oh yeah, not even taking any curve,
good.
Using all of this curves, and it looks like I'm going to try around the outside as Zephyr keeps that inside line. Here we're going side by side, and it looks like I've just got the raw speed though. Yep, and I'm just moving right past him. And is he going to stay to the inside? Nope. Looks okay, but he is definitely going to have DRS here. I got a lot of, a little grass on the tires, not too bad. I got a lot of fuel left. I'm still at +4 laps with all my fuel saving that I'm doing in Sector 2. And it looks like Zephyr's a little bit busy behind. Oh, and a little bit of contact. That's pushed me right off the track on turn 4, and that's going to let Silver Arrow by. Zephyr, on his side, he said there was no contact between us, but there was, in fact, of course, on my side. So a little unfortunate, but now I got a little gap to him behind me, at least. Back on board with you.
Yes, keeping 1 lap. So on lap 16 now.
End of lap 16 coming through the final corner here. And you got about a 2-second gap to SHX, staying nice and close with Vernie, and he's taking a really wide line through the turn 14 there. I wonder if he's trying to keep you out of his slipstream.
Yeah, that might be, but I'll definitely get DRS now, so...
Oh yeah, 2/10 behind, yeah, unless something catastrophic happens, you'll definitely be getting DRS on him here, and he looks like he's gone a little wide coming out of the S's. Got that DRS. Saving your curves, it looks like. Yep, saving your curves, and wow, even without curves, you are going side by side. Got the inside line down to second gear. Very nicely done. Very nice move.
Yeah, leaving enough room on the outside, so I don't want to be smashing him off the track. And now just trying to defend this position.
Oh!
Breaking very early. Whoa!
Wow, he goes up the inside of that corner and goes deep, but that gives him the inside corner or the inside line for turn 9. And holy cow, this is really close stuff from you guys. I can't believe that he made that pass there.
yeah, diving down the inside, but I did brake really early to that corner, but I did not expect him to dive down the inside.
Really impressive stuff from him. I mean, that was some really nice Lewis Hamilton style late braking stuff there.
Yeah. And it looks like SHX has dropped back.
Yeah, it looks like SHX has dropped back a little bit, but I'm sure he'll, with you guys battling like that, I'm sure that'll help him a little bit. And again, with Silver Arrow going down the start-finish straight, going side by side into the Senna S's, giving each other a nice amount of room. And it looks like I'm going to get DRS on him, and I am nice and close, very nice and close. Looks like he's gone a little bit wide too. And I'm saving all of my curves, not using any curves, just staying with Rich, going down to standard for 7th gear. And staying in 3rd. Yep, that was job done, so I didn't need to leave any room on the outside for my pass. Wow, a lot of similarities between our races so far.
Yeah, pretty exciting stuff. And only 7 people left in the lobby, so not great in that aspect.
Yeah, really unfortunately. But moving ahead to lap 20 now, you've stayed out a little bit longer than Vernie and SHX, and I am also, I'm going to stay out, I believe. Yep, I'm going to keep on going. And let's see, nice pit stop from the Lotus guys. 3.1 though, that's not the best ever, but not too bad. And here we are on lap 21, so I'm about to pick. Oh no, and there goes SHX. Oh. In hindsight, he had a computer problem, right? His computer froze up?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah, so at least it wasn't a connection issue, but unfortunately, his computer is frozen, and that's ruined his race. Wow, I get 2.871 for my pit stop. Very nicely done. And coming out of this very tricky pit exit, and I got Silver Arrow and Zephyr going a little bit into the grass. I'm going very aggressive for this pit exit because Silver and Zephyr are right there. Let's see if I look behind. Yep, they are right there. So looks like I am just barely keeping them out of my DRS zone, but I am, of course, coming out of the pits with these cold tires, so I assume they are going to be pushing like hell to try and catch me.
Yeah, really nicely done with trying to push with the old prime tires and still getting ahead of Zephyr and Silver.
Yeah, I would say that was actually one of my strengths at this track was tire wear. I really didn't seem to suffer with tire wear. Some people were saying after the race they think it maybe would have even been better as a 2-stop race because the tire wear was so bad. But I actually had no problems making it to lap 21 and was still putting in pretty consistent lap times. So I'm in 3rd now after the pit stop phase, just ahead of Zephyr, who is just ahead of Silver. But there is, of course, the split time is a little bit off. It's saying 10.5 seconds to you. It would be a little bit less than that. So, but still, I'm probably a good 7 seconds behind you. So you've got a really nice gap.
Yeah, and as you can see, the gap to Vernie is... Did you see the gap? Yep,
also about 7 seconds. So yeah, it looks like you got about the same gap from you to Vernie as you do from you to me. So Vernie, did he pit really early? Because that's a huge gap to pull out in just a matter of 5 or 6 laps.
Yeah, I think he pit on lap 18 already. So
wow, halfway through the race.
He obviously didn't have any tire wear issues.
Clearly. And we're coming towards the end of lap 23 now. And the battle between myself and Zephyr and Silver is still very tight, as you can see on the mini-map. And then who's that between us? Is that... Or I'm sorry, behind the 3 of us. Who's that in last place currently?
Is that
Hussein? Yeah, that's what I think, yeah. Going on, started lap 24, skipping ahead now, big skip now to lap 33. Really not a lot has happened in the race. It looks like I'm just barely maintaining the gap to Zephyr and Silver behind me. Oh no, yeah, and we're on board with you, and wow, just really not able to catch up on Vernie, even in the later stages of this race. I would think that his option tires would be quite worn at this point.
Yeah, on some laps I did catch him a few tenths at a time, but then he'd just pull out a gap again and just run away.
Yeah.
But, actually, you've catched up to me quite significantly.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like I'm only about 3 seconds behind now. Yeah, I'm going to estimate about 3 seconds behind. And I'm definitely not looking to make a pass. I'm not looking to pass you because you do need the points for your championship still. You are in contention with other drivers, whereas I am not. So I'm definitely not looking to make any passes or risk anything at the moment. But at the same time, I am mentally trying to tell you that Silver is right behind me, so I am kind of trying to push you to maintain that gap because I'm just worried about Silver getting past me and taking some more points.
Yeah, and as you can see, I'm already on -1
Yep,
on fuel, so
I think I did a little bit better job of fuel saving in this race, but also I was doing a little bit less battling in this race. Oh, a little inside wheel lockup going into the Senna S's, but actually wasn't too bad. I held the line pretty good. And penultimate lap now.
yeah.
And
I think the gap is maybe 3 seconds or something.
yeah, yeah, and it looks
And
like you
I've
went a
gone
little
wide.
wide. Yeah, it looks like you went wide coming out of turn 4 there. And might even have a little bit of grass on your tires because it looks like I'm closing down. Looks like you missed your apex on that one as well. And yeah, visually much closer. Yep, I am right on you. But like I said, I'm not looking to make any passes. I am in lean for this section. Every lap I was in lean for this slow section. All these first gear and second gear corners.
Yeah, but actually during the race, in my mind I thought that it's the last race of the season. He's not gonna hold back.
Well, I was definitely pushing, but I wasn't gonna try and take any points off you. Also, I'm really not in a position to as well. Even if I had been, and you can see I am pushing right now. I might be in lean for 7th gear, but I'm expecting that you're gonna see me go into rich. Yep, right in the middle of these Senna S's. It looks like I might even get DRS on you here.
Yeah.
My tires are 1 lap newer, and I got the DRS. Going down to standard nice and early, though, and you're actually going defensive, but you move back to the racing line. And, oh, a little bit of oversteer, actually. As I do a purple first sector, but then lose the back end coming out of turn 4. So I was going to maybe push for fastest lap, but then once I had that oversteer moment, I decided better safe than sorry, don't risk anything.
Yeah, and only a few corners left of the race and of the season 6 championship. So
and Silver is very close now. We should mention. I mean, he has just continued to close that gap down.
yeah, it's gonna be close to the finish line because I'm running out of fuel, I have to admit.
And yep, I'm on rich. I just did some more fuel saving in sector 2. And trying to
me down.
make this as close as possible and come to finish second and third. So we actually almost matched the Austin race identically. In Austin, we got second and third, and we were less than 2/10 apart. Again, here in Brazil, second and third, less than 2/10 apart. Very consistent racing at the end of the season here for us.
Yeah, it kind of evolved during the season that when I got my wheel and started to get to grips with the whole thing. So it was a really good end of the season.
Absolutely, and
well.
that did move you ahead of SHX, moving you up to 5th place in the championship with 165 points, just 11 points behind Racing Genius. So really close at the end there for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Really tight stuff at the end.
Yeah, and Silver Arrow ending up in 3rd place in the championship with the DNF of Racing Genius.
Yep, yeah, congrats to Silver Arrow, definitely. All right, so what that means for the championship here, that's moved Silver up into 3rd, Racing Genius down to 4th, and Miko, you moved up to 5th, SHX down to 6th, and Lotus comes home with in 2nd and 5th place and 2nd in the Constructors as well. So really not bad considering that this was our rookie season with ARL.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't have really any expectations because I haven't done any competitive racing stuff, so I have to be pretty happy with that.
Yep, and only 8 of us made it to the end of the season out of all the original people that started the season, and only 3 people made it to every single race. That was Vernie, me, and Silver Arrow, who were first, second, and third in the championship, and not one person finished every race, actually, unfortunately, because of disconnects and DNFs and all that kind of stuff. Not one person finished every lap of the entire season. But I came pretty close. Vernie came pretty close. Silver came pretty close as well. So a little unfortunate that all these connection problems and other issues kept people from finishing every lap of the entire season. But really great to see that 8 out of the original 16 made it all the way to the end.
Yeah, and what I think is the most spectacular thing is that we got 10 different winners.
That's right. Yeah, that is absolutely amazing. 10 different winners. We had Damianos, who is no longer in the league. He won in Britain. Racing Genius won in Australia and Malaysia. Linios won in China and Monaco. Amstel won in Bahrain and Catalunya and Suzuka. And Vernie won in... Or I'm sorry, that was Valencia where Amstel won. Vernie won in Catalunya and also in Germany and
You mean
Abu Dhabi.
Belgium?
Yes, he won in Spa and Abu Dhabi and Brazil. Yeah, finishing off his season with a win. That must be nice.
Yeah.
And then of course you had your win. Where was your win?
That was in Germany.
Ah, okay, that's right. That's how you knew that his was in Belgium. And then, of course, I had my victory in Hungary and India, which is really strange. Neither track I feel very, very strong about, so that's kind of a weird one. But yeah, 10 different winners, really amazing stuff. It was much closer than Split 1. I think Split 2 may have even provided the best action all season long.
Yeah, and I have to really thank all the guys who were part of the Split 1. Split 1, Split 2 community, and really fair driving from almost all of the guys, and they're all just great guys.
Yep, lots of clean, fair racing. Very few incidents as well. Of course, I had an incident with Racing Genius in Bahrain. I had an incident with SHX in Japan. But really, really just overall clean racing. I would say we probably have less penalties in our racing than the actual F1 drivers do in their racing.
Yeah. But yeah. Thank you for all the guys for the season, and thanks to you.
Yep, thanks everyone for watching. It's been absolutely a great season, and be on the lookout for more videos from Box for Season 7 with F1 2013. Should be great.
Yeah, see you then.
Bye-bye.